Okay, I thought I had to sneeze for a second. I thought I had to. Anyway, ignore that face. Ignore that face. First of all, before we start talking about anything, I just want to say this is one of my earlier streams. Because usually, I'll be planning to hop on at like 7. I mean, before 7. And then because of procrastination or something I gotta do last minute, I gotta snap into place and cut the camera on at 7 when I thought I didn't have anything. So I was like, oh, I'm ready at 5. Then I look up, 8 o'clock, turning the camera on. Clap it up, because today I got here at 6. Today, I planned the stream before 6:30. And I actually had everything done that I needed to do so that I'd be able to stream by 6. But now that that's been said, let's get into the real grimy topic we got on your screen. The real type vibes we got on your screen. Strong music. Is there genuine coming out of one here? Wait. Because before everything was coming out of both ears. Now it's only coming out of one ear. My headphones, because it's wireless. Okay, well, it was the wire. Let's address the topic at hand. So, if you're not caught up, the short version is there was a content creator on Roblox that was exposing predators, pedophiles, little kid touchers, whatever way you want to say it. Chris Hansen interviewees, which, by the way, I seen another article. I didn't save it, but Chris Hansen is doing a documentary into how Roblox just harbors pedophiles. Like, it's a pedophile bay. Because, like, no matter where you go, there's gonna be a pedophile. Like that one dude said, in this room right now, it's probably 3 niggas fucking children. So, like, everywhere you go, it's predators and pedophiles and weird niggas in every space. But in Roblox, instead of it being 1 out of 100, 1 out of every 100 users or people in that space being freaked out and into kids, it's more like 10 out of every 9 of the people in the space. And that number may not make sense and be lopsided, but that's how nonsensical it is and how it feels. Like, legitimately, if you ask somebody who's a gamer to name the top 10 games that have communities full of pedophiles, Roblox will firmly be in there in every single last top 10. Like, it just deserves and belongs to be there. Now that you have that context, there was a content creator by the name of Schlep who was, and there's other people who do it, he's just the one that kicked off all this stuff, where he was exposing predators and pedophiles and weirdos and actually getting them sent to jail, getting them locked up, getting them put in cuffs, walking outside doing this looking stupid, looking goofy. And after that happened, I don't know what about him. He was a Caucasian male, you know, that's some added context. I don't know what about him made people spring into action and acknowledge that Roblox is a pedophile haven, but that's basically what's been going on. There's even what we're talking about now, where Louisiana is suing Roblox, because as they're saying, it's basically, not even basically, delete that word, it's open season for sex predators on this platform. It's been a known thing for years. For context, Roblox came out in 2009 when I was either 8 or 9. I learned about Roblox like 2011, 2013, something like that, when I was in middle school. I knew from back then it was a game full of weird ass, freaked out ass people. So if I, as a 12 to 13 year old in 2013, knew that, and when it comes to like people knowing which communities have predators and stuff like that, if you're far removed and very far outside of those respective communities, you probably won't know until something like this happens. But with Roblox has been pretty freaked out for a very long time. Like when I was younger, there were very few games that my father put on the no you can't play this list. And when he found out about Roblox, he put it on that list, but I was like, that's okay. I have no desire to play that shit. He was like, okay, cool. You can't play it anyway. This was one of those games. That's how bad it was. And for context, my pops was always like knew about video games and stuff like that. He can tell you in detail how to beat Metal Gear Solid. Like he's on that level. He told me to stay off of Roblox. So everybody who knows anything about Roblox knows that, like they said, it's open season for predators and weirdos on that platform. It is open season. Don't let your kids play Roblox. I'm so serious. It is very few games that I would straight up say don't let your kids play, and Roblox is one of them. But let's keep going. The state of Louisiana is suing the Roblox Corporation, because by the way, yeah, they're a publicly traded company. Let's see how much Roblox stock is, because I saw an article saying that their stock dipped down a lot. Let's go. This shit. Damn. That's 1 month. Yeah, look at that sharp decline. Sharp decline. But oh yeah, and if you don't understand that Roblox, if you don't understand that Roblox is a company that makes money, just look at this chart. You don't have to understand this chart completely, but just understand, seeing that this chart, even though like for a couple years weirdly it went down, seeing that this chart has peaks this high, that means that this game makes money. It makes money. You don't have to understand the intricacies of the chart. This one, you just gonna have to trust me, bro, it until you can ask somebody else. But that chart is a sign that they make a lot of money. I think we kind of get the music. Facilities distribution of CSA material, which is basically child porn, the sexual exploitation of Louisiana's children through the Roblox video game. Roblox has denied the allegations, of course, because also something else that came out that I didn't know about, because like when I made my comparison, I made another video, right? Like last week or a couple weeks ago, where in the thumbnail I said that what is Roblox and the president of this country have in common, not knowing that the CEO of Roblox was actually at the presidential inauguration in January this year. Like, I just made that comparison off the strength of they both were doing the same type of weird shit, and like the stars aligned to prove my point even more. Because birds of a feather flock together, and hey, birds of a feather flock together no matter the weather. So yeah, that's just something I kind of found out afterwards, after making that video, that just is like, oh my god, it just makes what I was saying, it just shows more validity to what I was saying. It's certain things that I don't want to say you don't have to go off of facts to figure out, but it's some things where, like, if you develop a certain type of critical thinking skills, you could kind of predict the twist by just knowing certain common facts and putting things together. Like some of y'all niggas, I think it was Nate the Great. Oh, let me look. Oh. Yeah, Nate the Great. Like books like this, as a jittery, books like that. Well, y'all don't have to see the cover, but the name of the book is Nate the Great. Books like that really teach you to critically think. Like when you really understand critical thinking, and then you're good at pattern recognition, you're good at recognizing when you're seeing the same thing that's about to happen that happened the last time these certain things preceded that action. You just know the plot twist. Even in real life, you just know the plot twist before it happens. Like, ooh, you went into a party full of your ops with a gun on your waistband that was showing, and they beat your ass, and you shot somebody and ended up going to jail for a murder. Who could have predicted? Like, I couldn't have predicted it when I saw you getting ready to go over there with a gun in your waistband that was clearly showing. And when I told you, hey, maybe you shouldn't go over there because you got a lot of beef over there, you was like, nah, I'm Mr. Tough Guy. I'm Mr. Tough Nigga Man. Like, you can tell the end of the stories before it gets to the end sometimes. And that's exactly what happened here. But that's another reason why I'm saying them denying allegations. Like, yeah, whenever any type of controversy happens, usually companies' first instinct is to say, no, we ain't got nothing to do with that. We didn't got like, usually that's every company's first instinct. But I'm saying in this specific instance, this isn't something you can overlook, though. This is something where it's like, you need to do something about that. Like, for example, if you have a company and for Pride Month for June, wait, is it June or July? I'm not a gay nigga, so I don't know. I'm saying I'm wrong. But for June, you put up a pride flag on your company's, on your company's website, and in July, you switch it back. And like the 2S LGBTQAI+, which I don't know why they keep making the shit longer. Now the shit look like a fucking Guilty Gear input. The 2S LGBTQAI+ community gets on you and say, no, you need to change it back and show that you're really an ally. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, nobody cares that much for changing a symbol. Now, if they have company policy where they're saying, if we find out you're gay, we're gonna fire you, then yeah, people will rally behind that. Because if it starts at, oh, if you're gay, you can't work here, then it snowballs. And then if you're black, you can't work here. If you're a woman, you can't work here. If you're this, if you're that, and then picking arbitrary things to say, oh, if you do X, Y, Z, you can't work here. And it just snowballs and becomes more and more unfair after that point. This I feel like is one of those things that's on par with that, where it's like, yo, y'all need to address this. This is not something you want attached to your game. But at the same time, to be fair, this is something that has been attached to the game through all these years, and they've still made money from it. And I think it's because of the lack of information. Like, a lot of parents, even now, think that games are for kids and thinks that the only people that plays video games are kids, when it's like, hey, that's not the case at all. In any way, shape, or form or capacity, that's not the case. Thank you for saying bless you. Saying in a statement provided to PC Gamer that assertion that Roblox would intentionally put our users at risk of exploitation is categorically untrue. After a certain point, it doesn't matter if you did it intentionally or not, nigga, you still did it. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, right? And the way I explained it there, I think was a beautiful explanation. If I'm playing around and I'm pretending to punch you in the face, and I actually punch you in the face, I don't care that you were playing around. My nose hurts, nigga. Now I gotta punch you back. My nose hurts. Why are you playing punching people in the face? And even if, like I said, it was a joke, you was just playing, you was just pretending to punch me in the face, well, now you ended up actually punching me in my face, and you actually need to suffer some consequences. Same thing with Roblox. Like, it's certain things that you just shouldn't play around with, but they're gonna make money through it anyway, because like I said, parents don't know about all the pedophile problems that's on this game. They just know, I need my child to shut the fuck up, and when I hand them a tablet with Roblox on it, they shut the fuck up. Announcing the lawsuit in a press release, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill said the lack of... Oh shoot, I didn't realize my... The lack of safety protocols in Roblox endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana. See, that's the thing about Roblox. To be fair, technically Roblox does have safety measures in place, but the thing about safety measures is, all right, you could have a house with a moat, with armored doors, with a security system, a sign in the yard that says you have a security system, and you could be inside with the as seen on TV gun bed. Y'all ever seen that commercial for gun bed? Hold on, I feel like I need to show that. That's a motherfucking classic. And if it cuts off on YouTube, that's just another reason why you need to come to the stream. Gun bed. They still sell that shit? No fucking way. Option equipment. What? They still sell gun beds? What? But I gotta show you the commercial because that looks fucking funny. A gun bed. Alright, gun bed in action. This is a commercial. Hopefully. Yep, this is the commercial. I don't know if this is as seen on TV when I see it.
What's that and for a solution?
Oh no. I need a commercial. As this should be it. Yeah, it's like a minute.
Over 100 million Americans keep guns for protection. The Second Amendment to the Constitution guarantees all Americans the right to keep and bear arms.
This is not the fire part.
Must be accessible.
That's the holster one.
Gun rack keeps your shotgun at your bedside and is easily hidden by blankets and
nah, that's not the real gun bed. That's not the real gun bed. That's the side holster.
Over 100 million Americans keep guns in their homes for
the gun bed. And hopefully is it? I'm not looking up no more. Yeah, that's what it looks more like. Basically, you can have one of those where your firearm is safely and securely stored so the kids don't know where it's at. Intruder come in your house, he break past all your other forces, you go to the fireplace, pow! But it's a version of this that you kind of seen in the other video where it was over your bed.
The patent pending gun bed. The gun bed is quite possibly the biggest.
Yeah, this shit. That's the version I saw. That's the version I know and love. Bow! Imagine you in your bed, niggas break your house. You say, yo, who in there? We what? Don't run! And you hit somebody in their back as they trying to run. You can have all the security measures in place, right? You can have a freaking, you can have a gun bed. You can have a security system. You can have armed guards. Somebody can still get past all of that and harm you. So, it's not about the security measures in place. It's about what are you doing once those security measures are breached. Because if somebody gets past your armed security guard, excuse me. If somebody gets past your armed security guards, your security system, they don't care about your cameras, none of that. They come in your house to come do something to you. Now what you got? You got that gun bed. Shoot his ass. That's your last option. Shoot his ass. That's what Roblox is not doing. They not shooting these niggas off the platform. And even when they do shoot these niggas off the platform, like, there's but so much that could be done with that, because I could always make a new account. And that's what a lot of these people usually do when they get banned or stuff like that. And even some of them have found ways around where they'll try and transport the individual off platform. So they'll be on Roblox. They'll catch a kid that they want to make a victim. Instead of saying all the freaked out stuff on Roblox where there's monitoring and tools in place, they'll take them to another website where there is no monitoring and tools in place to catch freaked out weirdos like them so that they can say and do whatever they want and nothing's going to stop them. No one's going to stop them because those platforms are designed for conversation and communication, but they're not so hyper focused on kids that they're thinking about cutting down and cutting out on stuff like this. Sick work, honestly. Sick work. But every parent should be aware of the clear and present danger posed to their child by simply letting that little nigga log on to Roblox so they can prevent the unthinkable from ever happening in their own home. Yeah, because to find out something happened to somebody you know, it's like, ooh, that's like that'll make you feel guilt that you ain't even supposed to be feeling. While Roblox requires that children have parental permission to create an account, the lawsuit claims that there's nothing in place to ensure that actually happens. Indeed, defendant does nothing to confirm or document that parental permission is given, no matter how young the child is, the lawsuit. nor does defendant require a parent to confirm the age given child signs up to Roblox. To be fair, a step after what Roblox is doing, like on Roblox is in, right? And they're like EULA, ELA, whatever the fuck it's called. And their user agreement, that's what I'm thinking of. And their user agreement, like most other social platforms, and I'm not just talking about video games, I'm talking about like the communication platforms like Google Meet, Zoom, Discord, all those type of platforms require you to be over the age of 13 to sign up for that website. Now, people under the age of 13 will find a way to get in. Just like if you own a bar, I'm not saying you're inviting in 13-year-olds, but eventually a 13-year-old will sneak in your bar, whether it's for a dare or because they got some bad influences and they got a 29-year-old boyfriend in the club that they are jealous of and make sure they're not cheating. Whatever the situation may be, if you own a bar, eventually a 13-year-old is going to sneak in. You got a nigga at the door. You got a bouncer at the door checking IDs. But there's also a back door. You also have locks on the back door, but if they know a chef in there or something like that, or if they got $100 and they say the right thing to the right person who's at the back door, they catch the chef smoking a cigarette at the back door, he like, yo, $50 to let me go in. And when I get in, if they ask me how I got in, I'm gonna say I climbed through a window. Just leave the bathroom window open. Alright, I see shit. There ain't no cameras back here. So it's not, like I said, it's not about prevention. It's about clapping down on people. When people do this freaked out shit, clap down on them. Send police officers to their crib. There are very few things that I believe you should call the police on somebody from, and this is one of them. This is one of them. This is the premier one, honestly. Police really exist to arrest niggas like this, not niggas selling crack to try and feed their family. But that's a crack that was implanted in their neighborhood by niggas like Ronald Reagan, might I add. But that's another conversation. Indeed, defendant does nothing to confirm or document that parental permission has been given. Defendant has access to biometric age verification software that requires the user data. But then, if they require little kids to, to verify via biometrics, now you're in risk of violating COPA. Which, if you don't understand COPA, there's more nuance to it. But the short version is, you're not just allowed to collect kids' data willy-nilly and do whatever the fuck you feel like. Like, there's a lot of rules in place for how you deal with that information. So after that, you're in risk with violating COPA. So again, it's not about prevention. It's about enforcement of the rules that you already, since probably the creation of the fucking platform, had in place. That means children potentially have access to experiences like Escape to Epstein Island, Diddy Party, and Public Bathroom Simulator Vibe, all of which were cited in the lawsuit as examples of highly inappropriate content accessible on Roblox. And yeah, those are all as freaked out as you think they sound. And Public Bathroom Simulator is literally a game where you go in a public bathroom, you pull out your rocock, and you piss. That's not a joke. Literally, go and pull out your little Roblox coochie, and you sit on a Roblox toilet, and you take a piss. Imagine you walk in on your kid playing a game where they simulate taking a piss, where other live players can watch them take a piss. Just think about that from a parent's perspective and really sit there and think of if you would want your kid to play a game like that. Just really be unbiased and think. Because as a game with only adults, you might be able to put that on there and get away with haha, lol, it's a funny idea, funny experience. But on a game where kids run rampant on it, and this is like the premier kids game, I wouldn't like that. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't like that. And I'm the type person where you can allow kids to play Grand Theft Auto if they have the context and understanding. But like, that's not every child, bro. Like, there's certain things no child should be exposed to. And like a fucking public bathroom simulator game, I think I could confidently say comfortably fits on that list, as it should. These games and others are often filled with sexually explicit material on what is primarily marketed to be a kids game, by the way, what is primarily marketed to be a game that's supposed to be a safe space for children, and simulated sexual activity such as Child G Bag of Grapes. A recent report even revealed a group of over 3,000 members openly trading CP and SA acts for minors. Like, you kind of get the point at that point. At the end of the day, like I said, it ends up, and it's basically a case of this. You could do but so many prevention methods. The same example I gave with the 13-year-old trying to sneak into a club. There's always a window somebody didn't think to lock. There's always a chef willing to accept $50 to let a nigga through the back door. As long as you promise to say you don't know how you got in here, the door was just open. It's like, look, they're gonna find a way in. It's about having a bodyguard grab that little nigga by the arm and say, get the fuck out. And Will Smith tossed that nigga out. But instead of tossing the 13-year-olds out, we're tossing the grown-ass pedos out. Because there's nothing wrong. Because, like, for example, if you're an adult and you have a child that's a bit on the younger side and you use Roblox as a bonding experience for them, that's perfectly reasonable reason to be on Roblox. Or even if you're a fashionista and you like playing dress to impress, that's cool, that's fine, that's okay. I ain't got no problem with y'all. I'm not a person who has a problem with adults on Roblox. I have a problem with freaked out niggas on Roblox trying to do all this freaked out shit with kids. Because I don't even mind if you and your of age consenting adult girlfriend have a Roblox date. I personally think that shit is fucking weird. But at the end of the day, a nigga's opinion on your relationship, as long as you're not a pedophile, should not fucking matter. Wait, just to be sure. But yeah, that's enough about Roblox. Oh, this one I wanted to read into because it looked like it could be a bit interesting. So we're gonna skim around and see what this nigga Sean Layden is talking about. On the topic of game prices increasing to $80, Sean Layden noted that the cost of premium games has stayed the same for the past 20 years despite the combination of increased development costs and inflation. Now, while inflation is a real thing, what do I always say on this stream? Whenever hard or rough times happen, the first thing that people get rid of are luxury things. So if they have a Rolls Royce, they're now driving a Chevy. If they have a goddamn Ferrari, now they're driving a Honda. A Honda isn't necessarily a bad brand. It's just a more budget-friendly brand. It's a cheaper brand that costs less money. Also, it costs less in insurance because when you have a more expensive car, it's harder for that car to get repaired. Therefore, insurance costs more. Same thing when it comes to games. Like, yes, technically, stuff costs more now as than before. Yes, but again, gaming is a luxury. Gaming is... Now, I know. Niggas that play 2K are sitting there like... Gaming is a what? I don't have to game? No, he's lying. La 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 la. But hey, you PS poor people on PS4 still trying to do layups and curry slides in 2K 2099. Yeah, you niggas, gaming is not a necessity. So whenever push comes to shove, money gets low, what's the first thing a nigga sell? His PS4 with all his games. And really, you gonna get 5 cents for all them games because all them shits is 2K18, 2K19, 2K20. Your gaming collection is worth nothing. Nobody plays 2K for the campaign. And you can't even play that online of most of the 2Ks before 23. So you just got a bunch of games sitting there for no reason. I just gotta take every chance I can to shit on 2K players. I'm not sorry though. Fuck them niggas. Fuck them niggas, they mama, and the nigga who's in charge of the school board who took economic classes out of their curriculum so they dumbasses couldn't learn. Stupid ass 2K niggas. Whoever is the president of their school board, whoever is the president of their school board that took all the classes that encourage critical thinking out their curriculum, fuck that nigga too. But yeah, development costs have went up But development costs haven't necessarily went up because it requires more money to make a game. Development costs have went up because I'll put it like this. It's not that games are more expensive to make, because I really want to drive that point home. Games are technically more cheap to make, because before, in like the 2000s and back, like if you wanted a game engine and you wanted to code your own engine for a video game, you had to go pay specific people to do that. Now I can go on youtube.com and look up tutorials for how to build my own game engine and build my own game engine from scratch to completion. So that's not the expensive part. Like, there's a lot of game developers who are just working off a pure portfolio, don't have a degree, and nothing game related. Nothing. Like, I was even talking to somebody today who was telling me how his pops was saying, I understand you want to be in game development, but get a computer science degree. Because if you ever get tired of game development and you just need some cash, you can always work in many other fields, being that you're that you have a computer science degree. So when it comes to things like this, like, it's way cheaper on a necessary cost base to develop these games. But somebody told some of these bigwigs that we need every game to be 4K 10 million frames with fucking ray tracing. Nobody asked for none of that shit. You just volunteered it. Like, you know how when you're walking down the street and I mean, not down the street, when you're walking down the hallway in the mall and there's that person that comes out of nowhere with a tray full of jewelry shoving it in your face, like, do you want to buy some jewels? Do you want to buy some jewels? No, nigga. I like having my neck not itch and me over here looking like a guy, I'm gamma radiated, looking like a goddamn Fallout ghoul, fucking walking around with my ankle backwards because I put on one of your fake gold, Pirates gold, ARM 80s gold ass ankle bracelets. No, I don't want none of that shit. No, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, bro. But he thinks it's because everyone's afraid. I think they should have that fear. Because I said it once and I'll say it again. You can say whatever the fuck you want about your game. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself and realize niggas don't give a fuck. What I mean by that is, not like Grand Theft Auto is gonna get a lot of games put in the dirt when it comes to the game pricing category. Because Grand Theft Auto, they can charge whatever the fuck price they want to, and people will pay it because that many people are that excited about Grand Theft Auto. Random nigga number 9 bumfuck Missouri Game Maker 106's game ain't getting nobody excited. You don't know who the fuck you are, and a lot of people don't play games unless they hear good opinions on it. And nobody knows your game, so nobody's giving an opinion on it to be heard. Now, sometimes those games fight out the dirt and they rise through because they're such great games and they get millions of sales and they were made by one person. But I don't give a fuck if your game was made by one person or 1,000 persons. Sometimes we don't know who or what your game is. We don't give a fuck. We're not paying $70, $80 full game price for a game made by random nigga number 9, random nigga number 10, random nigga number 11. We don't know you, nigga. We don't know you. Stop pricing your game so high. I think there needs to be more games that humble themselves, sit in the corner, take the bullet, charge 40 for your game. Because what you do is you get more foots in the door. More foots, more feet, doesn't matter, my nigga. You get more feetses walking through the door, and when those feetses walk through the door, they're there, they're enjoying the game. Now they're more primed and ready. Because when you speak to business people, you gotta speak money, you gotta speak numbers, you gotta speak reality of how can this get them more money. So you always must speak in terms of return of investment. If you get more feet in the door, guess what? If people love this game, even if your next game is a little bit different, they'll like the next game. If you produce DLC for that game, they'll like that. But if your next game is a spin-off or a completely different game with similar or different gameplay system, if you have a core fan base strong enough, you could drop a Mortal Kombat chess. NetherRealm is not known for making chess games. Mortal Kombat Chess did decent. It's a very beloved game. Mortal Kombat Pinball, decent, very beloved game. So you really gotta build up that fan base. And a lot of people think because they spend $100 million on that game and that they advertise $100 million worth of advertisements that now people are hyped for their game. Nigga, you can advertise all you want. Like, if you advertise me a piece of shit, that don't change it from a piece of shit. No one wants to be the first one to raise the price. Everybody wants to be the first one to raise the price because you're the first one to rake in that money because you're afraid to lose traffic. There's some traffic you're inevitably going to miss out on anyway. What you do is you just end up eating in your own operating income, your profit margin. Make your games cheaper. Let your developers develop games that gamers like. Because I feel like so many people forget that at the end of the day, developers are gamers. And not only are developers gamers, developers are gamers with working knowledge of how to enjoy a game and how to create a game. Means when their opinion on what things meet that balance of making a game that's creatable and enjoyable, they are experts in the field. These bigwig niggas need to respect their opinions more. Niggas just be saying, do this, do that, do this, because I seen them make money off of that. Everybody can't get a Fortnite, bruh. Epic Games didn't know they were going to have a Fortnite until they had a fucking Fortnite. At first, they were making a game called Fortnite. Then it became the game Fortnite. Not the game called, not the game known, the game Fortnite. The archetype, stereotype for a game Fortnite. Layden said that by charging the same price for games while increasing game budgets at the same time, it's inevitable companies make less net profit as a result. Again, niggas is struggling out here. A lot of people don't know your fucking video game, so they're not paying full price for it. Lower the prices on your games, lower the prices on your development. Simple fucking concept. Nobody likes a game that never ends. People will tell you they like a game that never ends, but data shows most people don't like a game that never ends. Those, I want my game to never end. Niggas that be sitting in the crib, they fucking chair be smelling like curdled cheese. The leather on that bitch be peeling up. Not because they be rubbing their arms and ass on it, but because every time they get up, they've been sitting on it so long, it sticks to their ass cheek. So the shit is like, shit smelling like string cheese every time they stand up. Room got a powerful, or just a poof, just a wave of goddamn stench coming off the fucking chair every time they stand up. Like, them niggas is real loud. You know what's the thing about loud people? They can be wrong just as much as anybody else. And a lot of the time, people be loud and wrong. Right? Why can I only hear on one side? My headphones are refusing to play on both sides. I don't get why. There were more sports cars in a parking lot in the PS1 era than there were in the PS4 era. Because if you're selling why do you care about sports cars in a parking lot? What the fuck does that got to do with the cost of games? Sounds like a red flag if I ever seen one. We're talking about the business of games, and you talking about how many sports cars a nigga got in their garage. This is what I'm saying. A lot of these old ass niggas, they don't understand the art of games and the art of gaming. They just understand I like money and I want money. Like, it's real easy to predict how much money you're gonna make selling some shit like napkins or vacuum. It's not as easy to predict how much money you'll make selling a video game, because video games are art and it is really hard to sell art. Look at Van Gogh. Nobody wanted to buy his art until he cut his ear off and killed himself. If you're selling 20 million units at $60, something that only costs you 10 million to make, that's different than selling 20 million units at $60 for something that costs you 160 million to make. You know what I heard? Spend 10 million to make it, charge 40 for it, but make sure it's a nice, solid, concise experiment. I mean, not experiment, experience. According to the article, he then said that games should have increased in price with every new generation. Shut up, nigga. But that instead the industry's mantra has been, as long as we grow, even though we're not making money, somehow we can't die. And the rest of the article, I think you pretty much get it, but it's like, all of this comes from the mindset of we have to spend more on our games. We have to spend more on our games. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to make a longer game. You don't. Make the fucking game 10 hours, but make it the best 10 hours of my goddamn life. And next thing you'll know, I done spent 100, 200 hours on this game that's only 10 hours long because I want to play it over and over again. We don't need 1,000-hour games. The games that on your first playthrough take 10 million hours. We don't need that. We don't need that. This one I was going to talk about it more, but a study reveals that microtransactions drive 49% of PC and 52% of console revenue in North America, with shooters being favored because of Fortnite and Call of Duty, probably, most likely. All I can say is shoulder shrug. Shoulder shrug. What do I tell you, yo? Microtransactions make a good majority of the money. Oh, and just a warning, if you didn't know, there's a male version of the T app called T on Her. If you haven't signed up for, if you signed up for that app before seeing this, you might as well just cut the video off, go to the next one. But if you haven't, stay the fuck off this app. It's literally the brother app to T. And you seen what happened with T when everybody got their data hacked and stolen. I wouldn't be surprised, because this post is a couple days old. I wouldn't be surprised if by now it happened. Oh, actually, wait. T on Her, the men only cop. Oh, I forgot. They already suffered a data breach. Sometimes I'm just surprised by how stupid niggas be, bro. I just be surprised. I'll be forgetting that some niggas are that stupid for real. There's more videos and stuff to watch over there, I guess.